Oh, yeah. What up, y'all? It's your boy, the one. I don't know why I laughed there. One only A Switch, aka the 90 times social distancing champion, aka the crap, aka the carb, damn it, aka the carnivore. That does not work at all, but whatever. That's all right. AKA the lazy eyed Leviathan. Bringing you yet another episode of Switches Sites, my personal gaming podcast where I talk about just that. Games, of course. Today's date is June 25th, 2020. This virus still running rampant. People dying. Nothing's changed. Which is unfortunate. Well, let me rephrase that. People are acting like the virus is no longer there, but people are just putting people into more danger and opening stuff up regardless. So it's like, hey, good luck, basically. Hopefully you fare good out there, which is messed up, but of course, of all places to be at, apparently LA is raised up to be the top area for the coronavirus in cases, supposedly. So everything's fine, the whole world is not gonna, be a post-apocalyptic, just horrible place. Hopefully. Just people still not wearing their masks, people thinking this is a political statement of having the option to wear the mask. They shouldn't be forced to prevent the spread of a worldwide pandemic and deadly disease that's killing people. It's all bad, man. It's all bad. Thankfully games are there, so for what it's worth. But it's unfortunate, man. Anyways, hopefully people are staying safe, staying inside, not touching people that you should be touching. All right. I don't take that however you want it, but stop touching people. I don't know. You get it, hopefully. I guess if you don't get it, bless us all. Bless us all. Yeah, so pretty interesting week this week in terms of games, I'd say. Some very just interesting events happened. Say Jesus, that's loud. But yeah, let's stop the dilly dallying and get right into it. So, first topic of discussion, boy, what a freaking fire in terms of Mixer and Facebook. So I guess firstly with Facebook or Mixer, my bad. In terms of Mixer, Mixer has pretty much gotten a pretty established, I'd say, reputation of being like kind of I guess it depends on who you ask, but in general, I'd say it's safe to say that Mixer has gotten a generally bad reputation in terms of not being well respected, in terms of specifically numbers of viewers on the platform in general compared to other platforms like Twitch, YouTube, of course. Um, and it seems like uh, probably, I mean, I guess to some extent, a testament to how maybe valid that was, but uh, yeah, it seemed to all go to just hell this week. I think Monday specifically, where they revealed the news that Mixer is shutting down and redirecting in terms of if you were to go to the IP, the actual address after it shut down, I think a month from now, it will redirect to Facebook Gaming. So pretty much nail in a coffin in terms of just any relevant, you know, progress with Mixer specifically, which is unfortunate, you know. It really is. Um Lamb Slum. Oh, Lamb Slum. So yeah, it's pretty crazy in terms of just the platform and how like I think at least I think a lot of people, I'd say include myself, did like some of the features of the platform in terms of just like how much more efficient and some aspects of the site where they seem to do a lot of things better, depending on who you ask, I guess, ultimately. But I think in my opinion, I thought it did some interesting things slightly better than like Twitch and YouTube, but ultimately at the end of the day, the viewers didn't come. And of course, obviously with, you know, get the big streamers from Twitch like Shroud and Ninja, and you know, totally going off the wall, balls out, paying buku bucks to try to get them over, and ultimately that did not work at all. Did not work at all. But I mean, they got in good. So I mean, for take that for what you will. You know, of course, yeah, it was all that whole controversy. Man, yeah. So supposedly they got a buyout, Ninja and Shroud, in terms of basically, I guess apparently they got an offer to that was double what they were getting, which at least according to numbers, Ninja got like 60 million, or potentially was going to get 60 million, and Shroud getting 20, and to directly go to Facebook Gaming, and they straight up supposedly refused it, and are now were forced to buy out both of them out of the contract. So now pretty much they're free agents with pretty much almost all the money in the world to do however they please, which is that's if that's not a get straight up get, I don't know what is. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. But I mean, I would assume that was probably partially why the whole Mixer thing didn't work out. Just like going like literally, it seemed like all in on these personalities, I guess, with the expectation that pretty much all of the viewers would maybe just jump ship from Twitch and go directly to Mixer, and that did not work out at all. It seemed like the numbers were essentially the same, maybe slightly higher, but it wasn't anywhere near the numbers that they were getting on Twitch. So yeah, crazy stuff. But I would assume that maybe took some part into, you know, I guess the downfall of Mixer, as well as I forgot one other aspect too. There was some racist allegations, of course, because it, you know, I'd say it wouldn't be a surprise to nobody that I think the head of Mixer supposedly had some racist statements in against, you know, people of color, where that eventually I think came to rise, but I don't think that ultimately was the nail in the coffin. But I think all that combined led to unfortunate demise of Mixer. But then it's not even that. Okay, all that is valid. Then of course, even on top of that, just of course, the people that invested partnering with Mixer, putting all their time and effort into that community. Now they supposedly just found out pretty much very super short notice about this whole ordeal. And they've been basically screwed now. And, they had to somewhat have a false hope of going to YouTube gaming, but it's some very iffy terms like having to sign NDAs and stuff like that, supposedly, which is just iffy grounds. And apparently they're at least claim they're gonna try to honor their contracts with that they have currently with Mixer if they were to go to Facebook's gaming. Does not look good at all. So more than likely, I would assume a lot of them wouldn't go to Facebook game because just viewing Facebook gaming as a whole, for me personally, it doesn't seem like a platform I would ever, well, one, go to view content, and two, it doesn't necessarily seem like a source I would necessarily. I just in my head, I don't instantly get the thought in my head to go to Facebook game if I want to view gaming content. But choice is choice. If you have the luxury of going to multiple platforms and things like that, definitely. Hey, options are options. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, this very weird proposition that they were put in, and apparently, Xbox is partnering with Facebook Gaming. So, from what I got, they're putting like a lot of their resources they use for streaming, with Mixer and beefing Facebook Gaming up. So who knows? Maybe that could raise up Facebook Gaming at some point, and maybe there will be like a big three. Because I guess when I think of top streaming sites, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook Gaming, really. Yeah, so it makes sense because like Mixer was pretty much dead last in the race. So, if you can't beat them, join them. So yeah, all in all, just very messed up way of handling it, specifically for the people that contributed to the site. In terms of partner streamers with Mixer, that they are just finding this out now. They're basically out of jobs, including like the staff at the Mixer offices and stuff is messed up, man. That definitely could have been handled way better. Apparently, it was just a simple tweet, and people within the company just found out that way specifically, supposedly, which is that is just messed up, man. And all fronts, really messed up. Really is. But hey, pretty sure most of the people land on their feet. Who knows? More than likely, maybe a lot of people, go to their respective platform that they feel comfortable with and move on. RIP Mixer. It's been good. Well, I don't know. I can't even say much. I don't have as much of association with it. I believe it's getting removed from all, Xbox's platforms and stuff as well. I would assume, I think with the Xbox event coming up, I think it was like definitely a decision that had to be made, or it could have potentially been like Facebook where they were, we got to make a decision right now. Let's just cut off Mixer. Let's put all our resources into Facebook gaming instead or whatever. But it's messed up, real messed up. I guess that's kind of a testament to any platform, really. If you put your sole sources into it, have a backup, another platform to resort to in general. You know what I mean? So, I guess speaking of Facebook news, technically, apparently in terms of the Oculus Rift, Ready at Dawn is actually officially joining with Facebook Studios, or I'm not sure if they have an official term, but basically joining under the Facebook umbrella for their Oculus Studios team. So yeah, I guess specifically Oculus Studios team, which is owned by Facebook. So um yeah, I forgot the marquee game that like I think sold them, Lone Echo. I recall them vividly from the Order 1886, which definitely wasn't received well, but personally I enjoyed it. I didn't pay full price for it at the time though, because like it drastically dropped in price due to how poorly received it was. But it looks like any any hopes of a Order 1887 or whatever is crushed now. What the five of us that maybe kind of wanted it to, actually fully realize that. But hey, it is what it is. But good already at Dawn that they at least are solidified or locked in with a company for sure. I guess, yeah, it seemed like after the Order 1886 didn't seem like they did nothing. Though I guess since I'm not really into the VR space, that they did a couple of the titles like yeah, Lone Echo, Echo Area, Echo Combat, and Lone Echo 2, which I am not aware of any of those games, but I just know them, yeah, from the Order 1886. But RIP Order 1886, unless Sony still owns the IP, maybe. I doubt it. Who knows? Or what, maybe Order 1887 VR. I guess it would be 1886. Probably to keep the name, or maybe not, to try to avoid that stigma, but who knows? Good on them though. I thought that was worth mentioning. I guess mainly because hopes and dreams are crushed with the Order more than likely. I guess somewhat keeping in, not really, it's totally different, but with the rumors of the Xbox Lockhart, which is basically the lesser powered Xbox that supposedly is going to be joining with the Xbox Series X. Some rumors seem to be solidifying it a bit more in terms of some documents in regards to the console. So apparently, according to the name, alongside the Xbox Series X, it's gonna be well, they show the Lockhart code, as well as in terms of the Xbox One dev kit. They mentioned the Xbox One S dev kit. So no, that's totally, I'm reading this wrong. Going specifically on the Lockhart profile mode. So that's exactly what they're referring to, because Lockhart is the pretty much established nickname for the, well, I guess whatever they call it. It seems most likely it's going to be called the Xbox Series X, S, X. It's just, that is still confusing. I don't see why I hope they don't do that actually now that I say it out loud. But who knows? Cause that along with the Scarlet dev kit. So I guess that's basically the main dev kit in terms of the next generation. And then Anaconda, which is the Xbox Series X, and then Lockhart. So they mentioned pretty much all of these. So obviously there's definitely a different console being bundled or coming with the Anaconda, according to this document. So going to be interesting to see if these rumors are true, validated. More than likely it is, especially now. It's like, especially since Microsoft sees what PlayStation is going to do with their digital only edition and the standard edition with the disc drive. It only makes sense. So we'll see. But I thought it was worth kind of bringing attention to. And according to this brief statement, specifically regarding that, Lockhart is expected to be around 4 teraflops, targeting 1080p with Anaconda Series X hitting 12 teraflops. So I guess I'm very curious to see how it's gonna compare to the Xbox One X and to see what the like gap is gonna be in terms of power there, because it seems like it's uh, obviously would need to be more powerful than the One X to warrant, I guess, people who maybe want to jump from the One X to the Lockhart. But when you think about it, probably, well, I guess it depends on how we get the hardcore details about, um, the significant difference between the two. But I'm sure Digital Foundry Video is gonna straight rip all that uh down to the details, so we'll know for sure. But um yeah, interesting stuff though. It's been so much rumored that it's been kind of in the air, but I feels like this is all but solidifying at this point. So interesting stuff. Next topic, Cyberpunk 2077. This game that's gonna end all games, it feels like. I mean, we just found news today that you can, well, one, I mean, what already sold me is you could change your balls, you could change your genitals. If you want a penis, you got a penis. If you want a vagina, hey, we got you. If you want both, hey, we got you. Oh, you want pubic hair? Hey, don't fret, sir. We got you there too. Uh, it's just, it's great. I mean, of course, I'm gonna make jokes, but actually, it's pretty cool. Just very curious to see how it's gonna all play out, and then like, how does that come into play with like the ESRB? Because it's not many games where like, yeah, you can. Well, one, you see genitalia in general, and two, you actually in straight customized genitalia. So like, it's like, am I gonna be in a menu and then like, I'm messing with a? It sounds so weird, out of context. Fuck. All right. So if you're in a menu and you're messing with your penis, and then it's just, is there like physics to it? Do you like? I mean, I would assume you want to like know, like, are you moving it, and then like oh, okay, that's what I want. All right, I'm. It's pretty accurate. I don't know. How do we? So yeah, it gets very weird, very weird and suggestive, but I think it's good. At least it kind of brings up a new standard of games where taking customization to a whole new unexpected level. But I mean, I do appreciate and respect it for fully customizing your character more than we ever would expect. But yeah, genitals aside, never thought I'd say that, but wow. uh Basically there was a what I guess seems to be a series, at least the first episode, covering Cyberpunk 2077, I guess, with each subsequent episode closer to the release date, which now it's November 19th, I believe. So with that in play, we got some good details. There's going to be actually an anime, Cyberpunk 2077 Forerunners, I believe, which I'm not sure why they announced it, because it's not even going to come out until like 2022. I'd say it'd be more relevant if it was coming out like maybe right before Cyberpunk came out. Definitely would be able to capitalize on like the hype. Everybody is excited for this game, but 2022 is like, it's like an afterthought. And like, yeah, we didn't really get any like footage or a trailer or any. I think we got maybe like one still of art, but that's It's really it's hard to, I don't know, kind of like grasp at this point. But I mean, it was cool. It's cool. Like maybe after the fact, we'll really love the lore of Cyberpunk, and then after that, we'll try to want I need more, and then I guess going it that way. I guess it worked for The Witcher technically, so that does make sense now that I think about it. But would have liked to see more of it or something more tangible to like grasp on for that. But it is what it is. Then after that, they show what looks to be a somewhat of a detailed gameplay of, I forgot the mode they called it. They called it crap. What did they call it? Let me pull that up. Let me pull that up. It was some specific term they called it that is losing my mind. Left my mind. And I'm trying to remember what it was, because I don't recall what it was. Damn it. But it'll probably come to me. But basically it was just, I got heavy Batman Arkham series vibes where you're basically deeply investigating a scene, playing an interactive video back and forth, and basically analyzing it in different ways to find out what actually happened in terms of I think the subject changes in each case, I believe. At least that's what it kind of implies. But at least in the specific gameplay they showed, it was a guy robbing a store, and then he left, and then he got shot in the head as he left. So it was a matter of finding who actually killed him or how he died. And basically, the game was showing how they deciphered that through like all the relevant footage in terms of, the audio, the video, and things like that. So that was pretty cool. They said it's going to be a pretty consistent component of the game. So hopefully it's not like overbearing or annoying to the point where like, I don't really feel like doing this or whatever. But I mean, I think I'm totally in love with the world already, the environment and setting. I think, yeah, for me, it probably won't actually be that annoying depending on how they handle it. But who knows? Then they showed a trailer, basically, showing a lot of the further story components. It was a lot to divulge, so it's hard to focus on one thing. It's so much just weird out there stuff that like I love, but it's just overwhelming to kind of decipher any of it. Because well, on top of that, it's very like I guess vague and over the top and weird and kooky, where it's like, yeah, it's hard to just decipher one specific thing. But I loved what I saw, at least. Just a lot of out of context stuff that doesn't seem to be all gelled together, which I mean, I'm pretty certain that was intentional, but looks pretty good overall. I mean, I'm excited. I've been hearing like gameplay of people actually like being able to legitimately play the game. Some demos across like some of the media, sharing their details, but it looks like the game is going to be big and ambitious. And for me, yeah, it feels like such a PC game. I don't even see myself getting this for console. It does seem like a game that you just want to play on PC, if that makes sense. I don't know, it's just some games you just have like a inkling for like, yeah, this is definitely a game I'm going to play on this platform. Yeah, for me, I think it's definitely PC, PC for sure. PC all the way, PC master. But yeah, because I mean, don't get it twisted. I play a lot of console games. I'd say for the most part, with some exceptions here and there, but this game just yells PC to me. I don't know. I guess just maybe this the setting and computers and technology, but I don't know. It's just like it's this game screams PC. It's like, yeah, who knows? But yeah, outside of that, pretty insightful information. Um, we got pubic hair options in the game, y'all. We did it. We conquered. We thought it wasn't gonna happen, but thank God. Oh, I was worried. I was. It was just this much. I was like, fuck. We might not get pubic hair, but wanted to press people, guys. We've heard you. As you may have saw, they showed a trailer just totally not abiding by the ESRB. As you guys may have seen in the trailer, there are extensive genital options. And with those genital options, you can, in fact, change your pubic hair. Thank you. That's it. They just leave after that. Everybody's in an uproar. Oh my God. Oh my God. Cyberpunk 27. Oh my God. This is the great game ever. Oh my God. I haven't even played it yet. Oh man. That is so dumb. But I love it at the same time. Okay. Moving on. There was also one of the expos that definitely speaks to me on so many levels, which is New Game Plus Expo. That's a great name, by the way. So basically, this was a collective of a lot of Japanese-based developers, and pretty much they all got together and had a showcase where I guess they otherwise would show, of course, at E3. Like everybody's, it's scary now for E3 now to think about it. It's like everybody's pretty much getting acclimated without having an E3, which is going to be interesting if that like actually follows through. Well, of course, we have to wait until next year's E3 to see if that is, if it exists, to see how that actually comes to be. But nonetheless, just not going to cover the whole thing because there's a lot of stuff that at least didn't speak to me that I don't think is necessarily worth talking about. But of course, the biggest, I'd say, takeaway from me personally is Suda 50 fucking one. This man, just trolling like he doesn't care, and he's hurt my feelings. I'm butthurt and I'm mad, but at the same time, I'm still excited. I would be lying to you right now if I'm not looking forward to what he's got for us. So it started the whole show started off with Suda 51 talking about the expo and I guess what to expect and stuff. And of course he's talking, he has a green screen setup, and what do you know? Oh man, oh what a mistake. Oh no, oh wow. Masuda, what are you doing? Oh man, that footage shouldn't be there. And they're showing like exclusive No More Heroes 3 footage in the background of him of him just talking over the show like nobody's gonna notice or whatever, like sure, okay, Suda. And then, wanted to see the gameplay, but no, it's like, oh well, damn, sorry. We just got this gameplay in our background. I don't know how it got there. I'll just let it roll though, I'll just let it keep playing, It's nothing. Don't worry about that. It looked good though. It looked, from what I could see, because his damn head was in the way of the footage, it looked good. It looked good. Yeah, it's got some of the UI. You got like some of the conventional options. Like the UI looked very similar to No More Heroes, so it wasn't no drastic changes to be fearful of. That kind of hurt it. Of course, just couldn't drop a trailer or something after or toward the end. But I digress. So there was that. And then what else stood out? Oh yeah, like Samurai Showdown, they got a new guest character that was freaking the warden from No More Heroes, not No More Heroes, fucking what? From For Honor, which was like, what? Yeah, I guess. Sure. It was an interesting choice. I guess of all the characters, it makes sense, but I don't know. It's just like For Honor characters, they they feel at least the base characters like he's presented in the game feel a bit too generic versus like the game itself where it's you can deeply customize your character and all that, but it's just weird. It's like some kind of I can't even explain it. It's like, yeah, it just felt generic. That's really I guess the biggest sentiment I had kind of going away from that. Of course, I don't really play Samurai Showdown, so I mean, what do I know? But at least from as a guest character, like, oh man, I really want to play said game that they're guesting in, didn't really, I guess, yell at me to want to jump over. But that's just my opinion. But what else after that was interesting? There's a lot of anime inspired games, like one that seemed to be like a somewhat of a ripoff from Food Wars, where just a total emphasis on, or am I getting that wrong? The one anime with that has like that glorifies food in general, in terms of like cooking it a certain way, and I want to say Food Wars. I could be totally wrong. That just shows my vast knowledge of anime, but that was interesting. I think they showed a bit of Deadly Premonition 2, or I might be wrong. I think they showed a bit of Deadly Premonition 2. I could be totally wrong about that. Was that the only thing? Oh yeah, they show like Guilty Gear in terms of the two characters. I forgot their names, but they show a little bit of gameplay that we didn't see before for that. But huh. Huh. Yeah, I guess that's all that really stood out to me from the at least the presentation. Trying to think there was something else that was notable. Uh yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, I think that was it. Very disappointed that Yakuza didn't know like detailed information about Yakuza 7 at all, or Yakuza Like a Dragon. I mean, yeah, since it technically already came out in Japan, I guess maybe that wouldn't be the proper place for it, but I guess anything Yakuza, or at least the next Yakuza related thing, I don't know. It was just weird. Just weird. I guess that was the best summary. But yeah, a lot of anime related stuff. Yeah, some weird game with. Oh, I forgot about the crab game. I forgot what that's called, but basically it's like these two crabs fighting each other. Over they was playing some straight up anime music, and it just like it kind of worked actually. Now I'm thinking about it, where they had like just various random weapons, and they're just fighting it out, just some crabs and other sea life, just duking it out. That was pretty funny. Um, there was this one random. No, that was another show. That was the one PC show that I forgot to cover. But I mean, it wasn't anything really worthwhile for me to talk about. But overall, it was okay. Nothing that spoke to me personally. outside of No More Heroes, which was at the start of the thing, and they didn't even give us a full blown trailer. But hey, Suda just gonna be Suda. But hey, that is what it is. It is what it is. Just accept it. Just accept it and lie down and don't know. But yeah, I probably might have forgot something, but I feel like if I don't remember it, it might not be notable. I think King of Fighters and Samurai Showdown, the older games of a classic Neo Geo collection, that was kind of interesting. Um, very interested to see at least the footage they showed. It was like in a Neo Geo technically, but in the Switch, so it was like a somewhat Inception. Like I'm playing Neo Geo in the Switch, and I'm playing the Switch. So that was kind of weird. Hopefully they give you some like other options for borders, or maybe let you stretch the screen out a bit more. Who knows? But that was interesting. That kind of piqued my interest. But outside of that, that was pretty much all that I really gravitated towards from the show. But yeah, just thought I'd give that a little bit of attention because deserves it. Deserves it. Moving on. A freaking Avengers, man. So Avengers had their showing of some more gameplay details and a lot of various stuff, but I guess the biggest takeaway was more so the crossover capabilities in terms of, if you buy Avengers for PS4 or Xbox One, you can upgrade it to the PS5 or Xbox Series X whenever they come out. And then I think that you can also do cross-play or cross-generation play, which I think is a first. I know some other games are going to be doing it, but at least one of the games that comes to mind that for sure is confirmed to be doing it is this one. But yeah, outside of that, they showed some gameplay and stuff. It didn't really wow me like I wanted it to. Just graphically speaking, it just still feels. I hate to say it. It still feels like dollar store brand Avengers, kind of, if that's a thing. I don't know. Like kind of like the characters you get at the dollar store that they're straight like just horrible rip-offs, knockoffs of the real thing, like freaking for what Wolverine Furrow Man. Hey mom, I got this Furrow Man. It's yeah, that is straight up Wolverine, but all right. Hey, whatever makes you happy, son. All right. You get on there, little bugger. Yeah. I don't know. I'm definitely waiting it out. See if it actually turns out to be real good, or actually is somewhat fun. But from what I saw, it does not look to be that great. In terms just from a gameplay standpoint, it doesn't seem to be that appealing. It seems like it's going to get real boring real quick. Just in terms of just the combat, and I don't know, it just seems to be oozing this feeling of like uninspired, like lacking that like oomph and personality. It feels like so. Outside of that, that's pretty much all I really want to talk about that specifically. Then finally, we got some more details, information from the man, the myth, the legend, Masahiro Sakurai himself. Uh, just a bit of background in terms of the freaking trailer or the event per se. Um, they showed Sakurai, they showed his home, and dude is balling. He got like two fully big screen TVs, pretty much all the consoles hooked up. Um, Sakurai is goals right there. He is straight balling, and one thing I really liked, I was talking about this on Twitter a little bit, is that just how like I guess humbling or warming, I don't know. Um I guess just reassuring maybe, just that he does have multiple platforms and that he does play on competing platforms, because at least for me, I would assume, I guess this is very biased stereotype in my head that, like, you know people that develop, or yeah, basically develop or work exclusively for a particular platform, like, let's say, um Neil Druckmann for Last of Us, Corey Balrog for Sony and stuff, God of War, that they just stick with their console and don't play anything else, which is, when you think about it, it's very like closed-minded way of thinking, that assuming people don't like play competing platforms, or don't see what they're competing against. It kind of would be like not smart when you think about it, just to see what the competition is doing to get a better idea, or spark ideas. So I thought it was really cool, humbling to see Sakurai actually have all these various platforms, multiples of said platforms. Like, he had freaking like two PS2s. Like, I think he had a base and a pro PS4. He had like I want to say he had a base and a Xbox One X, like a base Xbox One and an Xbox One X. I want to say had like a freaking Super Nintendo Mini, pretty much all various versions. He had like what, US, UK, and the Japan version. Crazy, crazy. I mean, of course, I guess it's not hard to believe a person that makes games, loves games, likes playing games, but I don't know. It's just it's. I thought it was pretty cool to just see that angle of him, get a little MTV Cribs Sakurai edition. But yeah, outside of that, he pretty much revealed the character. Had a pretty funny trailer with Captain Falcon. He going in on that ramen, and then it's like, I feel like it's Smash tradition now with reveal trailers, where they do the dance and spectacle of, oh, who's gonna get it, who's gonna get the Smash invitation, who's gonna actually get it, and then of course it finally landed on Min Min, from Arms. They at least ruled that out, that it was going to be an Arms character, which I think is very appreciated, because I think a lot of people would have been not hyping, but anticipating. Yeah, a lot of people would have been anticipating like anybody, and then the fact that it was just the Arms character, Min Min, been super disappointed. So I think it's good that, yeah, they definitely tempered expectations, and said, hey, Min Min's gonna be our selected fighter, and she seems pretty cool. Um, she seems somewhat complicated to an extent, in terms of how she plays. Um, it seems like a lot of situational stuff that you would need to do or know how to react to, but I mean, of course, that just comes with training. But um, yeah, she seems cool. I mean, obviously, I'd want somebody else, but um, I liked it. I'll probably maybe mess with her whenever she comes out. I think she comes out next week, I want to say. Um, so yeah, haven't really played Arms, the game itself. I have it, but I've never really played it that much. But um, yeah, I might try it out, get a better understanding of where Min Min comes from. What makes Min Min tick? I don't know. But yeah, outside of that, oh yeah, they also had like a me showcase, in terms of your me fighter that you can customize deeply. That's some interesting choices. Well, I guess one that was pretty disappointing for me was Heihachi. from Tekken. So, RIP, any dreams for Heihachi. I mean, I think if I had the preference, I would like Jin or Kazuya more anyway. But I mean, even if we want to get deeper personally, Brian Fury, of course, but he is so freaking specific of a character that seems very unlikely. Very niche, I guess. Not like a widely known or popular character necessarily in terms of the Tekken, I guess, family. But it's interesting that at least they're somewhat involved with Tekken. Maybe that could hint at, a Tekken character actually making it in. That would be pretty cool. I like that. Um, and then freaking Fallout Boy from Fallout 70. Well, I guess yeah, the most recent one, Fallout 76, but I think people may not want to associate with that one as much. But yeah, it was an interesting choice. Fallout Boy. Yeah, I guess, sure. Yeah. Nobody really asked for it, but sure. I guess it technically is on the Switch platform with Fallout Shelter. Um yeah, interesting choice, I guess, overall. Yeah. Outside of that, I think those are only notable guest characters or guest skins that made it. At least those are the only one that stick out to me currently. But so yeah, at least sticking with Smash news, one thing that I think everybody wish was announced or is announced at some point, um, the game that never ends, never dies, Melee, um, actually managed to get some net play. Of course, this is through modification of the game and stuff like that, but just the fact that legit net play for Smash, and at least from the video, this video by let me credit the man doing God's work. What is his name? Radar SSBM. His video on YouTube basically shows in depth how the online, at least the service specifically, he's naming it Slippy Online, how it works in depth. And man, just looking at the video, it is immaculate, and it just all the more makes you more disappointed and sad that rollback netcode isn't in Smash, because man, that game will be straight up perfection. That's like one of probably the only biggest missing component of Smash is freaking online, legit online that works. Not this trash, super laggy, super horrible. Everybody's on Wi-Fi. Well, technically forced on Wi-Fi for people that don't want to invest in a Wi-Fi adapter or are somewhat aware, forgot about a Wi-Fi adapter. But even then, still, this netcode would definitely help, regardless. Yeah, man, it's just so in depth, and just Smash Ultimate could have this if they just put that effort in. And it hurts. It hurts a lot. It would be so great. It'd be so great. But at least it's good on Melee, which is the game that at least is no longer at Evo, for like being at Evo for the longest time. I think it probably may have a record for, like, I would assume the longest appearances at Evo, but at least for those fans, hardcore fans, they at least have the option of, still playing Smash Online. Not for us people that like Ultimate, the current game, mind you, a game what freaking almost 20 years old, has better netcode than Smash currently. You hate to see it. But nonetheless, just a thing I wanted to put in the universe that, come on, like, we're better than this. Smash. Sakurai, please. If that, just put it in. We want, give us good net code to play this game online enjoyably. That's all I ask. It's all I ask. So yeah. Then, and just messed up news overall. Of course, The Last of Us Part 2 came out last Friday. Or I think this technically happened before that, but of course, people just don't like things, just do not like things, or feel something is too political and want to go on a whole tirade. So of course that incited the annoyance of, what do people do when they they don't like one particular thing that's just very ignorant. Of course they want to do this thing now called review bombing, where they just want to just put totally ignorant, unbiased, or no, straight up biased negative reviews on a game with the intention of just being hateful and negative for just being negative. And that's pretty much what happened. And that ultimately brought the Metacritic and other various review aggregate sites in terms of the collective score down, because of multiple user reviews just straight bombing the game for no apparent reason, nor a solidified reason, legitimate reason, even just off the base pure fact of, I mean, spoilers, The Last of Us includes a lesbian character, but I mean, you kind of know that in the first game in terms of the DLC. So it's just dumb. Really dumb. Really dumb, really stupid. But yeah, man. But at least on the bright side, they actually I believe for Metacritic specifically, they actually, I think this is a first for a game. They removed the user reviews, I guess maybe cleaned it and put a new slate for people that legitimately review it, or maybe they, I think, modified the criteria to review a game. So it's not as, I guess, easy to just be blindly hateful towards something you didn't even give a time of day. At least a chance now. So now, at least currently on the site, the score isn't compromised because of, unbiased, illegitimate reviews for a game with the direct intention of just bringing it down, just to bring it down. So good on Metacritic to kind of fight that and, try to even the ground. Because it's one thing, of course, to not like a game for whatever reason in terms of solid reasons, but just for, I guess genuinely bigoted views on it is straight up messed up, man. It really is. So hey, fighting a good fight. Good on you, Metacritic. Just wanted to bring that to attention that, well, not that the obvious thing that bad people are bad, but hey, when some's unfair and just done just out of spite, that should be rectified, which in this case I feel it has been, at least in terms of a step to progressively doing that. So, but yeah, I think that pretty much covers the news for this week. Next thing we're going to talk about is, of course, what I've been playing. And actually, it's been somewhat of an upset now, but and one game I forgot to mention last episode was Sunset Riders, man. So if you don't know, PSA, Sunset Riders is out, I believe, on PS4 and Switch. I played it on Switch. The arcade version. It came out in arcades before, of course, but it also got ported to the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis. But man, some good nostalgia feelings brought back vividly playing that game now. Um, of course, the arcade version runs better technically than the Super Nintendo version. I guess depending on how you perceive it, but the arcade version has a lot more to work with from a technical standpoint than the Super Nintendo version. Um, but yeah, man, just solid gameplay. Very Contra vibes, of course, from the same company. But yeah, man, overall, pretty great, pretty great game. Solid. You can play up to 4 players. Um, and you can also with the game you can select the various cabinets. So there were multiple versions of the arcade game that came out, like so you could play the single player version. No, I think there's a the lowest you can go is 2 player, whereas a 2 player version. Then I think there's a 3 player version. No, I think there's a 2 player version and a 4 player version, and then you can also play the Japanese and U.S. version. Which I didn't really notice a initial difference between the two. I'm sure there obviously has to be some difference if they did give you 2 versions, or maybe they just give you the option of either. But it didn't seem to be any direct difference between the 2 versions. But either way, I played it, loved it. Just straight pure nostalgia vibes with that. Bury me with my money. Of course, the sound bite. I can't, I can't do it justice. That's that's the best I got. But that's probably what makes the arcade version better than the console versions, is that you can do that repeatedly, because with this version you can get free credits. So you just hit a dedicated button, you get that sound bite, and all is good in the world. So but yeah, just had to put that out there. Sunset Riders, man, get that if especially if you never played it before. Definitely worthwhile. Let alone like a full blown got a full squad, want to play straight up co-op. It's a fun time. Very fun time. Um, so yeah, Sunset Riders, great experience. Recommend it. Again, PS4, Switch. I think it was like $8. Um, $8 well spent. You know. Of probably the most surprising actually after that, Animal Crossing, man. This game is like it surprised me, one, um how consistently I'm playing it, um and two, I guess just me unintentionally or subconsciously doing the, I guess, what's generally perceived as mundane stuff. I'm like thoroughly enjoying. I'm getting some type of fulfillment or dopamine, whatever you want to call it, out of it. And I really am feeling that with this game. Because it's great. It is great. Yeah, I find myself really enjoying the day-to-day loop where, yeah, you just literally just do a little bit here day to day and log out. And I think it's something that's I feel feels really appealing to me about that you can just play a little bit, um get your fulfillment for the day, and then move on to another game. There's never really been a game I've really felt like that, which I think I'm kind of retreading what I talked about last episode, but it's true, man. I don't know, it's just the progression is really good. Probably the best. It's no other way around that. Just the progression felt really good, day to day, and just playing it in short bursts each day. It feels very fulfilling, I guess. And yeah, I've been pretty much playing it every day since. Uh, I guess technically last week, but yeah, it's I'm starting to progress way more in the game. I think what since last episode, I we build the shop where basically Tom Nook and Isabel finally comes into the fray. What else? Um, build a camping site. So I guess at least from playing it, that's the way to. It's the way to. What it seems like is that various random um, villagers come that you can have them come to your village permanently, which has been cool to kind of mess around and play with as well. Um, but yeah, also, I mean, not to toot my own horn, but paid off my first loan. Hey, woo woo. What 90 bells, 100 bells, 100,000 bells paid, paid. All right, just making moves out here. I'm just trying to succeed and make this village flourish. I mean, hey, um, yeah. So thoroughly enjoying Animal Crossing. Missed the damn turnip lady to buy these damn turnips. So for those that don't know, at least from the research I've done, turnips is kind of somewhat of a, I guess, type of stock gimmick in the game where basically you can really benefit and pay off, or you can not as much and kind of maybe slightly suffer for it. Or it's kind of a gamble in terms of turnip prices and stuff like that. So of course I missed the damn turnip lady. I guess after the fact I read that you can she's only available on Sundays 12 to 4. I knew she was available on Sunday, but um of course I like I started playing after, like, I think of course like an hour or so after, like 5ish I want to say, and it's like damn it. And then I didn't want to time skip a whole week because then I'd end up growing weeds, and I don't feel like picking up all these damn weeds because I want to keep my damn village clean and organized. So I didn't. So I was like, you know what? I gotta accept this burn and come back to it, which I did. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a great game. Thoroughly enjoying it. I have to say. I have to say. Animal Crossing is undefeated. So of course, outside of that, the big game that came out that I played and beat recently was The Last of Us Part 2. So I think I'm gonna not spoil the game right now, but I mean technically now I'll get into non-spoiler talk real quick, and then I think we'll pretty much end the show with me straight up spoiling it, because I think enough time has passed. Excuse me, let me get this out. Uh, Give me a minute. Um, all right, on. Okay, bam, and bam. Okay. All right. Yeah, so Last of Us Part 2. Man, this game is great. Excellent, great. Yeah, overall, I have to say I thoroughly enjoyed the game. I still feel like I need to actually play it again to get like a better understanding concept, what have you, of just overall the story and just solidify my feelings about the game. But at least initial reactions, graphics are freaking spectacular. Playing it on a 4K HDR TV is, ugh, it's just like just somebody just look in my eyes, which I guess is not pleasant, but it's like it's great. And then it's like this is a really dumb analogy, but I guess kind of bear with me. So it's like great, and you can't stop looking to the point where your eyes are getting dry. So that's kind of like if you getting your eyes licked. I would assume if people keep licking your eyes, your eyes get dry a bit, and then boy, yeah, that was a bad analogy. Let's hopefully you got what I was saying. I mean, the graphics are really good. All right, that's all I'm gonna say there. One gripe, if I had it, is the gameplay. It's great, solid, everything's fulfilling, hitting dudes with pipes, shooting people in the head, headshots, seeing them after the fact, their heads are just like straight cratered in, and all that is great. Um, I just personally would have liked a little bit of evolution in terms of the mechanics. Of course, they added being able to go prone, breaking glass. Um, yeah, outside of that, that was it. Um, yeah, the weapon upgrade system was in 1-2, but that is, I have to say, that's pretty fulfilling. It is kind of like gun porn, to be honest, where gun porn meets ASMR, where you get the sound satisfaction of the various weapons and unloading, locking them, putting in a clip. That is slightly fulfilling, or like subconsciously fulfilling, if anything. um a lot of great set piece moments. um yeah, yeah, that's the only thing I really wish they did have is some, I don't know, new mechanic, some type of like evolution of the general gameplay, I guess. I don't know. It feel like it just needed some other additional evolution to the gameplay to some extent. Some new mechanic that like somewhat maybe evolved the game to a greater extent. I did like more of the interactivity between the enemy. So there are scenarios where, at least like the first game where, there are clickers or infected, as well as, general, I guess, normal people, if you will. And there were a couple of areas where you can actually incite a war between, or fight between, like uh regular people as well as the infected, which I thought was really cool, where you actually get some of that interactivity, and like people, they're straight fighting for their lives. Oh my god, somebody, oh god, they're on to us, and then they start freaking out and start shooting them, and then it could be that the infected win, or the soldiers. I think they've been established in the game, so I think it's safe to say the wolves are actually, if they win or whatever, which is cool. And I have to bring to attention one really cool thing that it was something I was like curious about if it would work, and I'm feeling very fulfilled that it does, is basically being able to apprehend an enemy, like basically do the body shield, like Gears of War, Dead to Rights, any other game, where you can actually like grab them as a human shield, and let's say infected is coming, you can actually like guide them or move them towards infected, and the infected will directly eat them. And I don't know, I guess maybe I felt like they wouldn't work, or they would hit you instead, and avoid or ignore the guy that you're have in a human shield position. For some reason, I don't know. I just assume as a game it wouldn't do that, but I don't know. It felt great to like legitimately to have the straight up animation of them, getting bit by the infected as if you're pushing it onto them, which essentially is what's happening. Um, and that was very fulfilling. Like I was talking about on Twitter a bit, there are dogs in the game that you pretty much have to kill for the most part. I guess maybe you could technically, I'm not sure if you can really feasibly do a no detection run exactly. I know there are some, I guess, omitting the pre-scripted like fight moments where regardless they know who you are. But that maybe it is, I don't know. I didn't upgrade my abilities to that level where there are different categories where you can upgrade your skill trees to various categories or various levels. I pretty much stuck with defense and like assault for the most part, but apparently you can't upgrade everything in one playthrough, so they do definitely encourage you to play the game on New Game Plus, which there definitely is. But yeah, overall thoroughly enjoyed it though. A lot of the, even though there wasn't much of an evolution in the gameplay, the gameplay itself is very solid and very satisfying in terms of just the visceral, I guess, primal satisfaction of like, you know, clocking people in the head, instantly killing them. It's very fulfilling. And yeah, headshots, gunplay, cover, all that is great. And then on top of that, you do it in these very like lush, very realistic, believable environments, which is great. So all in all, highly recommend it. I feel like I should start, I guess, grading games. Maybe, I don't know. If I were to give it a rating on a scale of 1 to 10, um, yeah, definitely a solid 9. I only knock it because it didn't make a legitimate upgrade in gameplay that I wanted, in a sequel. Or I guess technically it is a sequel, or it's more so a continuation of the main story, which is I understand why they wanted to go with part 2, but yeah, I would have liked a little bit more evolution in gameplay if possible. But yeah, so I guess let's get to some spoiler territory. So just a warning. Um, spoilers for Last of Us Part 2. Spoilers for The Last of Us Part 2. So, yeah, considering the leaks that came out before and all the outrage and stuff, I was definitely on edge in terms of trying to figure out what the outcry and outrage was for. At least after the fact, I'm just gonna go be straight up with it. It seemed to be very irrelevant for the most part. It seemed a lot of it was geared towards, well, I guess it's two boats, but I think a lot of it is geared towards the character Abby, who is pretty much a strong female character. And I guess pretty much also Ellie as well, just being able to play as women characters as the main characters. I think a lot of people did like, and I guess because there's apparently some highly suggested rumored agenda or whatever, which is, I think, is just dumb on a lot of levels. It's just very ignorant, bigoted, prejudiced hate. Like I was ranting on Twitter a little bit, that is just dumb and unverified or validated, if you will. But yeah, that was dumb. But I know some of the other points of controversy, which is totally understandable, is Joel dying, which at least going from the trailers, I was highly suspecting. I know they kind of gave you a somewhat of a red herring, if you will, MacGuffin. I don't know, where basically they made it seem like, oh shoot, Joel actually is in the fight. That was just a, it was just a, yeah, it was just to throw you off, kind of, from him dying. But nope, after the fact, did not play out that way. So at least kind of the events coming up to that, you start, you don't start the game, you at a certain point in the game, I think like 2-3 hours in, you start playing as this character. You don't know her at first, but then it comes to be that her name is Abby, and then she's with this other guy Owen, and then they um I guess they are very coy about what they're about to do. At least to me, it seemed like it wasn't up to any good. But then you pretty much play as her going to Jackson, their base in the game, and she's getting outrun by zombies out of nowhere, and then she basically goes to this whole thing where she's continually getting chased by the infected, and then she run across Joel and Tommy from the first game, and they basically have this whole I guess scenario where they're outrunning all of the infected collectively, and basically just trying to survive, and they eventually get to and regroup with the fellow people of this group, and then of course yeah um Tommy basically says, "Hey, Joel, well, yeah, you can go back to our base if you want. Yeah, my buddy here, my brother Joel, he definitely knows. I forgot verbatim how it came to play, but basically, he dropped Joel's name, brought his name up, and then everybody just straight like leered, like instantly, like just locked on. And I'm like, Joel's like, it's like y'all heard my name before or something. And then out of nowhere, I think it was, pretty sure it was Abby, straight up shot Joel in the leg, shot his leg off. And then, yeah, I'm like, oh boy, yeah, it's about to happen, isn't it? And yeah, sure enough, they start torturing Joel. At least you kind of change perspective to Ellie, and then you go up to Joel in terms of him getting tortured after they find out somehow that he never came back from his post or whatever. And yeah, you finally get there. They knock Ellie out, and then yeah, just straight Abby is straight up torturing Joel. And yeah, they Owen, the one new character, said to end it. Abby straight up does, finishing off and killing Joel in front of Ellie's eyes. And yeah, man, that was it. That was it. I was going lockdown pod. Man, that was heavy. It was real heavy, very heavy. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, boy. That was tough. So for me personally, I was livid. I was mad. I was angry. I'm like, oh man, they're gonna pay. All right, I gotta see this through. And we pretty much so just skipping some of the other points, it eventually gets to um it gets to a particular point in the story where you pretty much you play most of Ellie, and then probably the biggest other, I guess, twist is that you actually play as Abby, like what, for almost like 40% of the game after. And of course, I think everybody had this, instant chip on their shoulder, like, I like uncomfortableness, just being very uncomfortable playing as a character, and like it just yeah, for me, I felt very indifferent, uncomfortable, angry. It's like, I don't really want to play as this person. He just straight killed the main character of the previous game. That uh just how he went out, straight killed him, and then like one dude just spit on him. Like, come on, man. I mean, of course, he's not in the right, but still, it's like you identified why he did what he did. And then, they want to show you there's her side and like kind of where she's coming from. And like, it's legit that, her dad was actually the doctor that was that was going to operate on Ellie to get a cure ultimately. And then, it was all bad. I was, still now I'm very indifferent about just my feeling towards Abby overall. It's like the game did a really good job of showing her side of the story and how she has every right to have killed Joel, but at the same time, very indifferent, man. It's I'm very just indifferent. That's probably the best way to describe it. It's like I totally get both sides, but it's like he killed Joel, man. He killed Joel. So Hershey, my bad. Yeah, straight cock diesel, but it's pretty much after you play her side and get her side of the story, you understand like all the rage she had is technically for Joel killing her father. And yeah, man. And then at the end, for the ending, um it felt satisfying. I felt good that I like the fact that Ellie kind of got somewhat of a um fulfillment, if you will, of at least almost killing Abby, and to the point where she's like, maybe it's not, I need to stop, and found the light, learned forgiveness. At least that's what it's kind of implied, that she finally forgived her for killing Joel, even though he wasn't in the right, or she wasn't right for killing him technically. But overall, yeah, I say I thoroughly enjoyed the story. It's some stuff I kind of want to see now that I know. I think that will warrant a second playthrough to kind of solidify some things. But yeah, overall, it's tough. Just rough and tough. But yeah, I understand the controversy. It's very, very similar to Metal Gear Solid 2, where you're expected to play a totally new character, but it's very different, where now in this is like it's a straight up character that killed another character. So it's hard to, that's tough. That's a tough pill to swallow, at least for me, even after beating the game and getting both sides. I mean, you feel bad for some of the characters on Abby's side, like the doctor to some extent, and Owen, who seem to be pretty much good in heart, where after the fact, where they showed the same scene of Joe getting killed, but they actually showed the discussion going on between the soldiers, where previously with Ellie it was muffled, and like I guess they wanted to insinuate how she was filled with rage and she couldn't hear anything because she was so filled with anger and resentment towards Abby, and I guess technically the whole crew. But at least during that part when I was playing Ellie, I was like, yeah, all these people are gonna pay. I'm like, I'm killing everybody. I don't care. She deserves this. She needs this. She needs to kill this person. But yeah, I get it. I get the message they were trying to convey, that revenge is not going to resolve everything. It's not going to, obviously bring Joel back. It's not going to make you feel necessarily any better about everything. And yeah, it was tough. It was tough. I am not gonna lie to y'all. Yeah, after Joel got killed, I was close to tears. Just how he went out is, I mean, of course, you can't control how you go out ultimately in a lot of scenarios, but just how he went out, just straight tortured. And Joel's like, oh, okay, well, just make this quick or whatever. He's like, no, you don't deserve to have this be quick. And then just straight torturing him. But yeah, what got me, you're visiting his house after he died, and yeah, you come across a lot of his his belongings and pictures, and then they showed the picture of him and his original daughter, I guess. And that that got me. I was like, oh man, she's back with her. He's back with her daughter, and hopefully in heaven, I guess. I mean, it's and that's one cool thing I do like about this game is that it does give you similar tones at like I guess yeah, the best example is The Walking Dead, where it makes you see that not necessarily your opposing side is bad or evil necessarily, but you know, they're just it's just from a different perspective than you. Where you know you can view some aspects of them as being evil, but at least in essence, they're not generally evil. Because I mean, like I guess technically we could have played the game from Abby's side and totally identified with Abby in terms of what she had to do or whatever. But you know, very tit for tat. It felt like, which I liked. I don't think I ever played a game specifically that made me feel like conflicted straight up, that like I wasn't very certain of which side was good, which side I wanted to be on. I mean, of course, at least now I definitely still I'm still on side Ellie, but at the same time, I did like a lot of aspects of Abby, but it's just it's hard to get over the fact that she fucking killed Joel. So I personally am dealing with that. I need I need some time to heal from that. Maybe at some point I may like you more, but I don't know. As of now, I don't like you that much because you killed Joel, man. You killed Joel. You know, I know he wasn't a perfect man, but at the end of the day, he cared for Ellie and tried to work with her, help her whenever she needed, and you know, be there for her as a father figure, which is, you know, you can only really respect and appreciate that as a for a character. Um, so yeah, that was tough. That's tough, and it's hard to get over, man. That just how he went out, just yeah. Like maybe if Joel went out differently, maybe it wouldn't be as hard. But just the fact that how she took him out, it's a hard pill to swallow, man. It really was. But yeah, overall, I get it. I get it. And if you were to like tally up who's bad or who's worse, definitely you know, Abby is technically on the better side, if you will, but eh, you killed Joel, man. It's hard to accept that, I guess, for me. But I did like that I guess um predicament that this game puts you in, where you know you're having that kind of internal you know debate about like, you know, I'm playing her, but I constantly, the fact that she just killed Joel is hard to, you know, get over and accept. So yeah, yeah, it did feel, you know, yeah, going back to the ending, towards the ending, it did feel good to you know, at least get some semblance of revenge and, you know, beating her at her low for, you know, and that was one thing too, like playing as Abby and then, you know, get to that point where like it seems like, oh, she's gonna kill this character that, you know, uh at least it made it feel like that you, man, they were gonna kill this character is gonna kill Joel as well as Ellie, and then you're just supposed to just accept it and play it, play like what The Last of Us Part 3 is Ellie, Abby, and like just accept the fact that she killed two of your main characters from the original. It's just, yeah, that's a very interesting prospect, man, that I don't think any game I've played at least has ever like presented to you like that. So I definitely liked the boldness of what they did. But man, it still gets me. I'm definitely gonna play it again to get like another playthrough to get a better, I don't know, maybe try to solidify how I feel about that. I guess knee jerk reaction that I pretty much contained throughout the whole game, which is maybe a testament to how you deal with revenge and the inclination of one to kill a person, I guess. I don't know. So, but yeah, that pretty much is my impressions of The Last of Us Part 2. Great game. Can't wait for the multiplayer whenever that comes out, because boy, if the first one was any indication, it's going to be pretty great. So yeah. But outside of that, I think that'll do it for this episode of Switches Sites. If you do enjoy the show, feel free to like, rate, and subscribe on your favorite podcasting platforms. What else? If you enjoy watching the show or want to watch the show live, you can watch it on Twitch TV/aswitch. Also upload the archives of this show on Twitch TV/ YouTube.com/aswitch. And what else? Make sure I covered everything. I think that's it. Yeah, guys. Till next time. Don't cough. Don't touch people in terms of, out of respect. Consent is very important. So, I mean, yeah, in terms of the whole kind of allegations in terms of rape and stuff, and specifically in the gaming community, be I mean, it's hard to even describe, just common sense. Don't touch people that said they don't want to be touched. Don't do stuff that is not consensual. Be smart and sensible about stuff. That shouldn't be preached or said, but sometimes it needs to. So that's what I'll say on that. Definitely hearts out to the people that are actually coming out about this stuff, and it takes a lot of strength to admit some of this, these issues that people have been containing for a while or afraid to talk about, embarrassed to talk about. So definitely much credit to the folks that are coming out about these real issues that people need to speak up on, and they are. So but yeah, till next time, don't cough. Get your game on.